The Disney company continues to offset the massive cost of a Walt Disney World vacation by offering a whole ton of discounts. These latest room-only discounts have now dropped for the summer of 2026, once seen as the prime real estate for vacationing. The last couple summers in the Disney parks have been noticeably bare. Now Disney is launching all of these room discounts, but that begs the question, why not just lower the price in general? We're going to talk about it today on That Park Place. Guys, Blog Mickey here has got this new wave of Walt Disney World room-only discounts now available for summer 2026. So let's have a look at what Blog Mickey is talking about here. Following an initial wave of sales, Walt Disney World has rolled out Wave 2 of its broad room-only offer for guests looking to stay at Disney World Hotel this summer. The new offer is a bit more restrictive than the first wave offer, which ended yesterday. Here is the latest. The new room-only discounts for Walt Disney World hotels is now available to take advantage of on the Walt Disney World website. Here is the new offer and how it differs from Wave 1. Save on rooms at select Disney Resorts collection of hotels this summer for stays most nights from May 1st to July 29th. Wave one of the offer was good for the dates through October 4th. Okay, so this is shorter. So save up to 30% for stays of 5 or more consecutive nights and 25% for stays of 1 to 4 consecutive nights. Save 30% for stays of 5 or more nights, or save 20. Okay, yeah, they wrote that twice. And it is at the following locations: Bay Lake Tower, Boulder Ridge Villas, the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, Copper Creek Villas and cabins at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village, the Beach Club Villas, Boardwalk Inn, Boardwalk Villas, Contemporary Resort, Coronado Springs Resort for king bedrooms, Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, Old Key West Resort, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom villas, Disney's Riviera Resort, the Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa, the Wilderness Lodge, the Yacht Club Resort, and the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. You can also save 25% for stays of 5 or more nights, or save 20% for shorter stays most nights from May 1st through July 29th, 2026 at Disney's All-Star Sports, Animal Kingdom Villas, Caribbean Beach Resort, Coronado Springs, Old Key West, Polynesian Village Resort, Polynesian Villas and Bungalows, and Disney's Port Orleans Resort, Riverside. 20% for stays of 5 nights or more, or 15% for shorter stays most nights from May 1st to June 29th for the campsites at Fort Wilderness Resort, Disney's All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, Art of Animation, Pop Century, and Port Orleans Resort French Quarter. Then you have 15% for stays of 5 or more nights, or 10% for shorter stays most nights from May 1st to June 29th at the Art of Animation Resort in the Little Mermaid standard rooms. Mm-hmm. So guys, lots of discounts on rooms here at the Walt Disney World Resort. That begs the question, why not just lower the price to begin with?
I mean, if they lower,
what say you?
If they lower the price officially, then people expect it at that price, right? This is the kind of price elasticity strategy that Disney's implemented for the last 10 years or so. Jack up the price, the base price, and then discount when needed. This is Disney telling you that these rooms during this time are either 10%, 15%, 20%, 25% more expensive than they should be. And so that's why they use this discount stuff. And it really does tell you that summer, at least in Disney's opinion, is really a season by which there's low demand. And so with low demand,
value season now.
Yeah, which is really, really interesting. That wasn't that way before, back 20, 25 years ago. But we've just seen this steady decline in terms of both demand. Ago. Yeah.
It was measuring attendance at Disney World on July 4th, which didn't really factor in temperature, which was about 100 degrees and 99% humidity on that day.
But think about it. I mean, if it's...
What you guys don't know, Vash, though, is that Florida became hot in the last 3 years.
That's true.
Says the weatherman.
Bob.
Says the weatherman, Bob Iger, yes. But look, the Walt Disney World Resort vacation has become so prohibitively expensive. A lot of guests going into debt in order to even facilitate a vacation of this expense, right? When are you going to go? Are you going to go during summer, or are you going to go during, the holidays, or perhaps during a season by which you have better weather? And so I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing the market shift in this way. people going, you know what, I'm going to take my kids out of school. I don't really care about going during summer because it is maybe so hot and so expensive to be there. And so they have to do these things in which they discount prices in order to raise demand and enthusiasm for going during this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Agreed.
Now, Erica, you've stayed at the Disney resorts before. Do you think that the price points that they're offering now with these percentages off, do you think that that marks kind of more of what the baseline price should be? Or do you think that they are actually offering some kind of deal?
I don't think you're getting much of a deal considering, like Vash just said, they're raising the base prices on the rooms and then offering a discount. So you're paying full price from maybe a year ago or 6 months ago. If you're doing math in that way, you can see how they're manipulating the math to still be in the profit margins they want to be in. So they're screwing with you psychologically is what it is. And I think some people have caught on to that and they're tired of it. Don't want to be their mathematical profit guinea pigs. They just want a good deal so they can take their family on a, relaxing vacation, get away from the grind of everyday life. And this is why the cruise industry, and I'm not speaking just Disney, but the industry has been booming exponentially over hotel vacations.
Yeah, and the other thing about going on a cruise ship is you get turn down service every day, which you do not get at these Disney resorts.
So true.
MJ, one of the things that I think is important to note here is that Disney likes to go after the very rich clientele. They don't typically shop the deals. So maybe is it possible that they are leaving the prices at this high base point because they know that the whales will still go out there and pay that through the nose. They'll book the King Kamehameha suite at the at the Polynesian resort, which is a thing. That is a real thing.
Yeah.
I think it is the single most expensive room at Disney.
I think so too. That one in the suite in the Riviera or the bungalows. But yeah, I think that the prices, just like you guys were saying for the summer, it's a tease and there will be some flies that fall in the trap. But I really, really, really feel like people, especially families, are turning in another direction of from January to like, let's say April, willing to pull out the kids from school and get a really good deal on a room and their vacation in a whole. Because I mean, food inevitable. It's more you want to save on your room and your stay, because if you're going to be there for a week or two, the better the discount, the better you can budget for other things or just put that money away for something else. And we've even gotten to that point. I mean, in going to the Disney cruise ships, like you said, it's so nice getting that turn down service. The discounts on the Disney Cruise Line are insane right now. Too good to pass. People are just even booking them, even though it's freezing and they don't want to get their heinies in the water in the Bahamas. But you're taking that 4-night, 3-day cruise because it's such a steal, and you get that Disney magic, entertainment, and decent food on those ships. So I just think it's all of these price hikes in the summer with the wannabe discount is just to get the flies in their trap, and they will get them. They will get them.
Yeah.
Vash, it almost seems predatory, right? The way that the way that they raise these prices, then pretend that they're offering you discounts.
Right. Yeah, it is almost predatory, and it works both ways, right? Obviously, I think MJ pointed out exactly what the intention is on the first way, but the second way would be you raise prices, the base prices for these hotel rooms in order to encourage DVC sales. And so what resorts have we really seen been constructed in the last 10 years, the majority of which being almost DVC exclusive resorts or maybe like a DVC and resort combo. It just goes to kind of show where the company is really invested in, where they think the profits are actually. And so it's like, okay, well, if we do increase prices to the extent that we do, we can always discount especially for lower seasons and so forth. But the higher we push those prices, the more people that we invite into this trap, as MJ puts it, the more people might be encouraged to do this more frequently, and that's where we get the DVC sale. So that's what we're seeing.
Do you guys think that Epic has anything to do with these deals for the summer?
I don't think so. I think this has been a long-term strategy with Disney pushing DVC. To Vash's point, they've really have had tunnel vision. I think in terms of their marketing and profit strategy, they really, really want to push DVC. And the best way to do that is you hike the prices up so it makes the DVC look, better, more palatable. It's easier to sell because they can sell you on, but look how much you're saving. And if,
right.
And then where they get you to, and I don't want to say it's a gimmick, aside from Disney vacations, they also sell you on, but if you don't want to use your points at a theme park vacation on that particular year, you can do this other kind of vacation through us, somewhere else in the US or in the world, depending on what package and tier you invest in. Because there's the DVC, it's more than just theme park vacations and locking in those deluxe resorts when you basically mortgage your vacations for the next 30 plus years. They do take to account how you vacation. So on the one hand, it's kind of predatory and gimmicky, but on the other hand, you're not as restricted to just a Disney vacation either. There is wiggle room to use your points, in the mountains.
They spend an inordinate amount of money every single year to track your data, to know exactly how you vacation, so that they can then structure around what they're doing. But honestly, I think that Epic has had an effect. I think because while this last couple summers have been pretty light, last summer was a ghost town.
True.
We were there from the Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. We were keeping track of everything all summer long, and all summer it was a ghost town. And the thing that happened right around Memorial Day was Epic Universe opened up. And Disney was emptier than I've ever seen it in the summer. So I think that Epic has had an adverse effect. I think that now it's done what they feared it was going to do, right? It pulled people out of the Disney bubble. And what Disney relies on is you remain in the Disney bubble. That's why they used to give you passage from the airport, because they get you right from the plane. They take you right to the Disney bubble. You remain in the Disney bubble, where you eat their food, you sleep in their hotels, you take their transportation, you go to their parks. And then at the end of the day, they put you right back on that bus, take you right back to the plane, you go right home, and you don't go anywhere else in Orlando. Right now, they took Magical Express away, so now people don't have to surrender to the Disney bubble. People are renting cars now more than ever. People are using Uber now more than ever. Rideshare is so easy to do, and that's kind of changed the game in getting from Disney to Universal. Back before Uber, you would have to take a taxi cab, and that was infinitely more expensive to get across town to go to Universal. Now, I think what you're starting to see is people are splitting their vacation. They're doing a few days in a Disney resort, but then they're doing a few days in a Universal resort as well to take advantage of the perks over there. The Universal resorts are also priced below the Disney resorts.
I was going to talk about that for a second, because I'm worried if Universal sometimes likes to mimic the behavior of Disney resorts. And I'm really scared because you have the Helios, that big hotel that's in the middle of Epic, and then you have the Stella Nova and the Terra Luna. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but those are kind of like the value resorts of Universal, if you will, almost like the All-Stars that we have at Disney World. But lately, when I check their rates, those rooms, I'm talking about a standard room, are almost $400 a night.
Whoa.
Now the Helios is like the top tier, right? Because it's like you're in Epic, and it's a beautiful 5-star resort, and that night can run you maybe $500, $600, $700 depending on the room you book. So if for Terra Nova and Terra Luna and Stella Nova to go up the way they have, in the beginning, Marvin, last year when Epic opened, I remember those rooms were right under $200 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went back in October, they were still very affordable.
I don't know what happened, but another point too is Helios is actually not one of Universal's premier signature like deluxe hotels. It's actually in their mid tier. There's no fine dining restaurant like full service. There's no spa. So I'm kind of, unless they consider the park access, basically, maybe
Helios
it's bumped up
paying-
to that premiere. But
Yeah, you're paying for the park access with Helios. That's
You haven't-
Helios was a lot less expensive when it first opened up. Now Helios is like Disney pricing.
So-
Look, Theme Park Wizard just says Epic is sold out
Yeah.
tomorrow and all next week. And
Yes.
also,
Yeah.
I paid $180 each night something for Cabana Bay this weekend.
Wow.
So you'll still have affordable options.
Yeah.
But with I think you're right, MJ, and I think you're right, Marvin. With the opening of Epic, you had increased hotel inventory, and that hotel inventory has its own demand, in which Universal's trying to satiate with, obviously higher prices and so forth. But that has also equated to diminished demand for Disney's hotels and offerings, especially during this time. And I think with that increased supply for the entire Orlando market, as trumpeted by Universal, you might see even more declines for demand for Disney's products.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, when you are booking your Disney vacation, look at the price point, look at the discounts you're being offered, and look at the fine print, because it might be that the savings that you're getting aren't really savings at all.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.